Hi everyone, this is Lady Emmanuel back with part 5 for translation of quadratic parent function. We stopped here on part 4 with the domain. I wanted to take my time, so I wanted to make another part. Trying to keep the videos short for you guys, and then you could, whichever part you need help, you can go through it quicker. That's what I'm thinking. But of course, you can give me feedback. So babies, here we go. Continuing on. Remember here we used the table of values to graph the parent function f of x equals x squared for the quadratic. Then we use the table of values to graph h of x, x squared minus 4. So we have our two graphs. Here in part B, it told us to identify the vertex, domain, range, and axis symmetry for each function. So here's the table. Here's our parent function. And maybe I should put this here. This is the parent function for quadratics, okay? This is a key yet. Have to do some little things to, It's a part of the quadratic family because it's got x squared. That's the highest degree. Okay, so what we're going to do, continue on. Guys, will you have the vertex here? In this case, both of the vertex are minimal because it's open upward. When it's open up, it has a low point. The lowest point is the minimum, which is called the vertex or the minimum. Okay, whichever one you choose to call it. So here is as for the range. And your range, it's going to be the y value for both. It's the y value, the range is the y. And if you want to, you can just write that over here. You can say, okay, this right here, this is the x. This is the y value. Even for the vertex, you can put min or maximum, minimum or maximum. I wrote minimum and minimum there because both of them are minimums. So here, and also let me give you a note to this. Here, over here to the side, let's write this. Let's say parabolas open upward, okay, or downward. Domain will always be all real numbers. Okay, and later E, we'll write it as x is the element of all real numbers. Okay, just know it's all real numbers. Okay, so here, and that was for the domain. I wanted to do that. Now, another thing is that you may want to take note of is that the range will use the y value of the vertex. Okay. And another thing, now when it's open upward, then your y value will be y greater than or equals to. When it's open upward, it's going to be greater than or equals to. So if it's using greater than or equals to when it's open upward, then what if happen when it's open downward? When the graph is open down, when this parabola is open downward, what will it be? Just like I said, for this, since it's open upward, it's going to be greater than or equals to. Okay. So, and you may want to put a note here. Open downward. You may want to say open downward. I'm not going to write it. You want to write yourself a note in the margin and say that open downward, the range will be y less than or equals to. Open upward, the range would be greater than y greater than or equals to. And now another thing, and guys, I'm not writing everything that I'm saying down. So you need to pause the video and listen and write down things into your notes, your Cornell notes. So for instance here, I'm looking at the vertex, because the vertex here, here's the vertex, here's the vertex. Now the y value is not below the vertex. The graph, the graph does not have y value below the vertex. So therefore I'm gonna use the vertex. The vertex the lowest of this is -4 for the y value. So I'm gonna say -4. Okay. So I know that y is greater than or equals to -4. Then for the parent function, it's going to be y is greater than or equals to 0 because the graph do not include any y value smaller than that of the vertex. Okay. Now the axis of symmetry, another thing, look, the vertex is very important because look at this. We'll use the vertex to find the axis of symmetry. The vertex, here, the vertex x value belongs here for the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry means x equals. I'm sorry, I want to keep using pink there. It's going to be x equals. And the same thing for the h of x function. It's going to be x equals. Your axis of symmetry is the vertical line that cuts the parabola in half. Okay? So that means that it goes with the vertex. So the vertex, so the x value of the vertex is the axis of symmetry. Okay? So if you can find the vertex, you got your value for your range, and you got your value for your axis of symmetry. So this x value here is the axis of symmetry. So here is 0, because that's the x value, and this is 0. Here is your axis of symmetry. Right here, the vertical line that's cut this in half. You could fold this, you could fold it on top of each other, and it'd be symmetrical. Okay, so that's your axis of symmetry, which is x equals 0. Okay, what you may want to do is like sort of highlight